Hey there guys, what is going on? Gale right here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Memoria Freeze video, and today we're here to showcase Wiene against the BUSTER stage. Now, we've been waiting a week for this, because unfortunately, the one time we wanted to, showcase a BUSTER unit, we had to wait a week for it instead. Usually whenever a new event comes out, it's been a BUSTER stage, lately that is. But the one time we actually wanted to showcase a BUSTER unit, instead we got a war game season instead. So unfortunately we had to wait a week. But that being said, it's been well worth the wait. We do have her maxed out now. We're ready to rock and roll. We're ready to show her in her best possible scenario, and I'm super excited to get into this. Now, of course, if you guys going to enjoy this video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course comment down below what else would you like to see with Wiene, maybe some other content. Of course, I'm going to be covering the True Familiar Royale as it goes on and as we get new stages as well, so be sure to keep an eye out on the channel for that. And once again, this is going to be super exciting. Trust me on this one. I've been raving about Wiene for the last week, seeing her kit, seeing her capabilities. I'm very excited about this unit. All right, so first and foremost, we want to see what Gareth is going to do, because this is the first time we're going up against this Gareth. He could do stun, he could do seal, he could do slow, he could do a various amount of things, and it's simply stun. It's simply stun. So we're gonna get ready for stun, the stun ailment against Gareth. I'm very excited to use Wiene for the first time. Now, for those of you who know me and have seen my videos previously in previous BUSTERs, know that this is the team that I like to take usually. Now, the addition of Wiene will change this dramatically, because I've been moaning for a long time that, I can't reach the scores of other players who are able to reach the heights of, 2.5 billion, 2.4 billion, 2.3 billion, right? And that's because I always run a 3 DPS setup with 1 support, whereas those players run a 4 DPS setup with like Earth Lazar instead of Haruhime. That was the biggest difference between me and them, outside of, obviously assist wise, because I'm running some subpar assists in my personal opinion, right? Now, the one thing I will mention here that is going to be a big difference is that, unfortunately, unlike Haruhime or Earth Lazar, Wiene doesn't necessarily get the advantage of Alkitian. Alkitian obviously is able to give light attack damage and earth attack damage. That's the big reason why people were running units like Toka, Earth Lazar, and stuff like that as a 4th DPS unit, because they were able to take advantage of the amount elemental support damage that Alkitian would give as an assist. That being said, though, I think we can still take advantage of Wiene's inherent DPS skills, along with the 25% STR that Alkitian is anyways giving, and still manage to score extremely well, in my personal opinion. Now, in terms of Memoria, the one thing I'm going to change here is that instead of that Earth, Fire, and Light attack damage bonus, we have a new Memoria come out. And that is this all-party light and dark attack damage plus 6% for turns 6 to 10. This is going to help us tremendously, because instead of us taking that turns 1 to 5 support Memoria that we had for fire, earth, and light attack damage, I can take this light and dark attack damage plus 6% and use it when I'm trying to use my special arts primarily. That's the reason why we're using this. Now, of course, the recommended element for this specific BUSTER is going to be water. So you want to deck this team out more so with water units, but we're going to be running Wiene anyways to just see what we can do, right? Okay, now let me make sure everything on this team is ready to go. Now, the one thing to note is that with this team, right, especially with what Wiene provides to this, provides to the setup, we can't really take advantage of Laurel Agent Daphne. So instead, what I'm going to do here, and to change things up a little bit, because the one thing we lose out for not having Haruhime on the team anymore is that we don't have a unit that can basically give us a lot of SA gate charge, right? And that's going to be a big hurting point, I feel, for a lot of us. I think for us in this setup, we're going to lose out tremendously because of that. But that being said, I don't think it's going to be as much of a loss, in all honesty. We'll have to wait and see, of course. Once we start getting into it, we'll understand exactly the intricacies and understand exactly how bad it actually is. But for now, I have faith that we can actually do a good job here, in all honesty. I do believe so. I do believe that we can do a good job here. Now, this is the setup we're going to be rocking with. We're going to be taking the same team. Of course, I have to make sure that they have the glorious anklet, so just give me one moment. But I think we're going to be having a very good we have a very good setup here. I think we will be able to get at least a score above 1.5 billion, I will say. I know I'm setting my aims really low there, because usually I get like 1.2 to 1.3 billion when it's not type advantage and if there's resistances. But I'm also tempering my expectations, because I do feel like there is a chance that there could be light resistance in this event, and I think that's going to be a game changer for sure. Yeah, this is the stun anklet. See, stun anklet, perfect. All right, so yeah, I'm expecting light res. Let's get into the fight and let's see for ourselves what we're going up against. Now, like I said, I'm not fully confident about this stage, in all honesty. We're gonna have to wait and see. Of course, we have the introduction scene. I'm gonna have to make sure I switch off auto battle immediately on site, and we're gonna have to play this carefully, because we have to remember this is not the same fight as other fights where we've had Haruhime to rely on and stuff like that. This is gonna be a completely different fight altogether. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do immediately is use Spotlight. We'll use the normal abilities, right? There's no reason for us to change anything here, so we're gonna use the normal abilities. The one thing we're gonna have to rely on tremendously as well when we do get, you know, debuffed and our buffs get removed, basically, because Gareth does do that. I think he does that on turn 6, and then on turn 11 he removes his own debuffs, so we'll have to reapply his debuffs later on. Is that we're going to have to reapply our own buffs so that we can effectively start ensuring that our SA gauge isn't going to be lower, or, you know, our strength, light attack damage buffs and everything don't go away, and we'll have to be a little bit careful about that for sure. Okay, so the first turn is the same as always, no changes there. Gareth only does 2 single targets here, so we can go straight in and attack. There should be no issues here. Again, I think that because of the fact that I'm obviously running a team that's a little bit different compared to most teams, in the sense that I'm not running a team with the usual setup and, you know, the usual defenses, you know, with Haruhime being able to raise my physical and magic resist and all that jazz. It's going to be a little bit trickier, but I do have faith in this team. I really do have faith in this team that we're going to do a good job here. So let's continue on with this. With that, we can get going again, and we're able to extend debuffs, of course, which is fantastic. That's absolutely fine. So Wiene now comes in, and we can start doing this. So the first thing we want to do here is we want to lower the opponent's P-res and damage received. This is going to be the main thing we're going to use here, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to use Keen Slash, we're going to use Piercing Spear, and we're going to use that ability now, Holy Thrust. We're going to use Holy Thrust. Let's continue on, and let's keep attacking. Let's keep on the offense. Wiene is taking a little bit of hits there. I'm surprised about that, to be honest. So now we can do this ability, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we can do this, and we can just keep attacking now. Now, I need to double check what turn he does this on. So on turn 3, which was the turn just gone by, he increased his counter rate by 110%. He gave himself 3 turns of 30% M-res and P-res. And then on turn 4, he's going to debuff us, which is going to be right now, and he'll do an AoE. On turn 6, at the end of the turn, he will do an SA, which will remove our buff. So we have to be careful about that. We'll have to be very careful about that. All right. So let's go for the attack now. So he's going to counter there, which is absolutely fine. We're A-okay there. I'm not too worried about it. Of course, thankfully, one of the big things that Wiene does here is that she does heal us up as well. I'm very interested that he's, well, I said light res. He's going to do fire res because he's a fire weak. Actually, I didn't pay attention to this. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry that I didn't pay attention to this. So he definitely does have light res, because that should not be minus 5%. It should be way lower than minus 5%. The physical res seems about right, I think, if I'm not mistaken. He has inherent magic res, so be careful about that. And he has minus 70% water res, so that's something to also keep in mind. Now, let's keep attacking here, and let's keep on the offense, of course. The one thing we can do on turn, on the turn after this, once he removes our debuffs, that's a lot of damage there. That is indeed a lot of damage there from her. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do here? I'm gonna change things up a little bit here. I'm gonna ensure that I have that, Lazar's, ability here, because I feel like that's gonna be something, Lazar's M-res and P-res, because I feel like that's something we might have ignored, and that's why Wiene was taking a lot of damage there, unwittingly, unfortunately. That was my bad. But now we're fine. So now what we can do is, the thing is, one of the beautiful things about Wiene is that because she has her additional actions left over, we can actually just go in and just do the normal things here. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna buff ourselves up again, and we're gonna go for it. So now she's going to do her additional action, which will mean that we get our buffs active consistently, which is fantastic here. The next thing I'm going to do here, in order to ensure that we're going to be able to get our buffs up, is I'm going to do this, that, and then this. So basically what I'm doing now is, because I have... from now on, Gareth will not remove our buffs. The next thing he'll do on turn 10, at the end of the turn, or turn 11, sorry, at the end of turn 10, he will remove all the debuffs on himself, so we can then take advantage of that. So we're wanting to basically now use all our buffs that we have in order to go on the offense, right? So that's exactly what we're gonna do, and we're gonna go for it straight away. So we'll use Winter Chill as well, and this will allow us to also get rid of any excess special arts abilities that we have. Now, the one thing to note is that you guys might have seen Wiene's special arts wasn't the strongest there. It really wasn't the strongest there. And I do believe that's primarily down to the fact that we don't exactly have any sort of water resistance, going down on her, nor do we have any inherent like water attack damage going up. There's no support around her, right? That's the main issue there. That being said, though, she's still going to be a phenomenal unit to have in comparison to most of these units. Now, one thing I completely forgot about, and this is something that I should have done, is, and this is something I can learn for the next run, right? Is I completely forgot that Gareth does increase his P resistance. I could have used Candy Cane Impact, which would have dealt an extra 120% damage per each target's P-Res buff skill in this situation, and then it would have removed it, which would have meant we would have done more damage. Something to bear in mind for the next run, for sure. For sure, something to bear in mind for the next run. Okay, so now we're going to go on the offense here. We're going to just keep attacking here. There's no reason for us to change anything here necessarily. And we're going to just keep on the offense. So there we get a little bit of a debuff there, but that's fine. And on turn 10, which is the next turn, he's going to, or this, at the end of this turn, he's going to make sure he's going to remove all his debuffs. So to make things interesting, and I want to just see what happens here, and to learn for myself. This is just an initial run, right? I want to use all my special arts here. Instead of using Wiene's special arts along with the other guys, I'm just gonna go for the triple special arts here, in all honesty. I want to just see what happens here. I want to see if it's a well worth idea to go with, in all honesty. So we'll do this. We're doing a lot of damage, I must admit. We are doing a lot of damage here, which is really good. For sure, for sure. Alright, let's see how it goes. I really like this team, man. This team is actually working smoothly, in all honesty. I was a little bit worried it wasn't going to work smoothly, but in all honesty, we're getting enough damage here. And actually, I could have done Wiene's third skill there, actually, funnily enough. Because he's going to remove his debuffs on this next turn, which, in all honesty, is fine. I'm not too concerned about that. But this could have been a perfect opportunity for me to be able to do it. Now, he's still only he has one turn of M-Res and P-Res up. Again, this is that is my L. I should have considered it, and I should have done it in hindsight, but it's okay. We're gonna go for Leading Spear, and we're just gonna attack normally with Fianna, I think. I don't really see a reason for us to do anything different there. So let's go. Removing his debuffs. We're gonna make sure his or not removing his debuffs, adding his debuffs again, I should say, ensuring that he has all of his debuffs back up again, and we can go for the offense now. All right. He's using his special arts here. That's absolutely fine. Okay, we're good, I think. We're gonna be good here. Yeah, we're absolutely fine. Now we can just go on the offense and not stress at all. So there you go. I think this is a pretty good fight. I think we can make some changes for sure, like small adjustments, like making sure he, we remove his P-Res buffs and stuff like that. I think we could have done that probably a little bit earlier as well, but it is what it is. I think it's absolutely fine, and I think it's something we can learn for the next phase for sure. All right, let's go for the offense again. No issues there. I'm very curious to see what score we're gonna get here. So we got 2 SA. I think I'm gonna do a double SA with Fianna and Finn, I think, because I think that's still gonna be the better duo to hit with, I think, but I'm not sure. We're gonna leave it for the last turn, though. We're gonna leave it for the last turn. There's no reason for us to immediately go for it now. I think there's some things that I could probably do better, and some things that I could probably look forward to and potentially, like maybe if I had a +5 Ollie, right? For example, +5 Ollie, I think we could have probably gotten a triple SA here. Potentially. That's one SA gone effectively. I think we could have gotten a triple S. I misclicked. It is what it is. I misclicked. Something to bear in mind for the next run. Anyways, I can't believe it, bro. I can't believe I screwed up like that, bro. I cannot believe it. Oh, man. I think maybe I probably should go with using Wiene's special odds there, but I don't know. We'll see. I made a mistake there. 1.3. I told y'all that it wasn't a good idea to go higher than 1.5. That being said, though, I did make mistakes. I did make a lot of mistakes along the way. And in all honesty, I'm going to save the current skill flows. We're going to save the current skill flows. And I'm going to just double check because I have the turn order right here for Gareth, right? And if you haven't seen one of my previous videos, I have it listed there. What I'm going to do here is when Wiene comes in, I will use... okay, so 1, 2... Alright, we'll use this here. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do on turn... Self buff he does on turn 9. He removes the self buff on turn 10. So I'm going to do turn 10, do this. There we go. Alright, turn 10, we do that. Or turn... No, sorry. I mean, I need to change things. Sorry. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Alright, I need to make sure I'm changing it correctly. And then at the end, I'm going to essay with Fianna. I think I'll still essay with Fianna. I think I will. Actually... Yeah, I'll essay with Fianna. I'll do special arts with Fianna. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Now I'm gonna save all these current skill flows. Did it change it back? I think it changed it back. 1 second. I'm very bad at this. I've been playing Danmachi for 5 years and I'm still bad at it. All right, there we go. That should be right. And I'm gonna do one run again. We're gonna do one more run again, and you guys can see it'll happen automatically. And we're gonna use the skill flow, yes please, and we're gonna go for it. But yeah, this is actually such a interesting way to go about it, in all honesty. It's such an interesting fight. The addition of Wiene makes things so much more interesting for sure. And like I said, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. In my personal opinion, I think it's gonna be, again, maybe another 100 million I'll get. Maybe we'll go up to 1.4. That's my expectation. I think we'll go to 1.4. I was expecting a lot more there. Maybe, again, like I said, some small changes, adjustments to the way I use my units, maybe. Possibly that's probably a better way to go about it, but I don't know. I feel like I'm being a bit inefficient in certain situations. So there's turn 1. Now the thing is, this turn, what I did was I didn't leave it for turn 5. I didn't use Wiene's skill for this turn particularly. I saved it for this turn because I wanted to make sure that I was not overwhelming the team, you know, potentially, or like not using the advantage of Wiene to extend buffs and, you know, extend the debuffs on the enemy. So that's one of the reasons why I went with doing it a turn later instead. So there's been, like I said, very small changes I've made here. Only 2 changes to Wiene and then the special arts at the end with Fianna. And like I said, I genuinely believe that had I had a unit like... if I had Ollie at +5, or if I was using somebody other than Ollie in that first slot, maybe things would be very different potentially. But I think having that team, having the setup is still fine. I might try using Finn instead of Ollie potentially, because Finn is effectively like Ollie, SA gate charge, but obviously my Finn is MLB, the 3rd anniversary Finn, I should specify. Potentially gonna get a buff this this January, but I was thinking maybe I'm gonna try I'll try using him, see how it goes. Don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference, but who knows. All right, let's see how much damage. He got it. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt a turn. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna not give me that much of a score. I'm surprised he got a guard there. That is very rare. Considering the amount of buffs we have, the amount of STR, the PRS down, and all that jazz, and critical rate, counter rate ups, and stuff like that, it is surprising to see a guard, in all honesty. It's very rare. It is very rare. More often than not. I mean, even on the counters, you're just seeing consistent critical rates and penetration rates, right? So seeing guard there is a big shocker, and that's killed like 100 million damage already there. Or not 100 million. Oh, well, it might have killed 100 million damage in the overall score, but I mean a million damage in that particularly. Alright. So there's the special arts from my boy Gareth. That being said, though, again, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see at the end. Who knows? Like I said, this is going to be very interesting. I wasn't expecting it to be a double whammy. I wasn't expecting to do 2 runs in one. But again, a new unit, you want to see how it goes. You want to see how to use her and stuff like that. And like I said, that first run that I did was a learning experience. There was still more things to learn from her and utilize, right? As you guys saw with me realizing that I made a mistake in not taking advantage of the fact that, you know, Gareth has those P-res buffs on him at times, right? So take advantage of it. Deal more damage as well as a result of that. So yeah. Alright, let's see what happens here now. Turn 15, we've done the double SA, so hopefully it gives us a lot of damage. Please don't guard again. Thank God. Yeah, that should be the score. Why didn't you SA? Why didn't you SA? Or did I miss? I must have put it in. I must have misinputted. Probably misinputted. It's okay. I must have missed the input, but it's okay. I'm gonna edit it and gonna figure it out. But there you guys go. Again, oh yeah, no, I completely forgot to do it. You love to see it. You really love to see it, don't you? Either way, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, like I said, a lot of things to learn. Hopefully that gave you guys an idea on how Wiene can be used, how Wiene is performing in war games. I think, like I said, also ignore the fact that I'm group 1 and global rank 3. That's not gonna last very long. I do think if people can utilize her on like proper water physical teams and stuff like that, maybe use her alongside units like, for example, that Wealth from the 4th anniversary and stuff, right? I think she can be a phenomenal unit, and I think she's still a phenomenal unit. It's just that she's on an off element team, so that's really what's hurting her a little bit. And I'm curious to see some adjustments to the team, and maybe I can probably perform a lot better. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe to the channel, and of course comment down below. Like I said, have you used Wiene? How did you find her? How are you using her? Let me know down in the comment section below. Once again, appreciate all of you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye, everybody.